So Everton 1, Arsenal 0. We have still not managed to get a away win at Goodison since 2017. We struggle against Sean Dyche. Their fans were all protesting. That's how you protest, by the way. Thousands of them, literally thousands of them outside the ground protesting, flying planes over the stadium. And Sean Dyche got his team a first victory as new manager. I see an interesting stat that Static put in my chat earlier saying that every Everton manager for the last 50 years has never, on their first game as new manager, has never lost their first game. That is actually mad. Think how many managers they've had in 50 years and they've never lost their opening game, apparently. So crazy. But Jez, we were out-battled, out-fought, outworked, out-tacticked. So many bad performances today. And we looked just devoid of ideas. And after losing to Man City the other week, everyone was saying, well, we've got bigger fish to fry. Well, unless we turn the cooker up, we ain't frying nothing. What did you make of that today?
I think it was lacklusterly. There was just lack of direction there. Look, let's get it right. Sean Dyche, he knows how to play Arteta. He's done it so many times when he was at Burnley. So you have to give the guy big respect. And the fact, it was almost impossible for Saka and Martinelli today. As soon as they got that ball, two men, bang, straight on them. And yet we kept pinging balls into that box. And they've got 6'5" bloody defenders. And where is that? I mean, they just swamped us in midfield. I think our midfield today was very poor. I don't think Partey was match fit after that knock he got at Man City. He just didn't look on it to me today. He looked really haggard. I mean, it was a poor today, very poor. Our defence, Ben White today wasn't brilliant, was he?
Oh, he was shocking. Yeah, literally.
I mean, every time he tried to go down that right wing, he lost the ball. And it was just continual poorness. And after 20 minutes, Lee, I thought, we're going to lose this. We're going to lose this game. Everton were far more up for it. Sean Dyche, it's the old new manager bounce. And he got them set up, mentally right. And they just bullied Arsenal. Fact.
As soon as I see their starting 11 with Ghana, Onana, who was unbelievably good today, by the way. Why didn't we buy him in January? We were linked to him. We went with Jorginho. We'll come to him in a minute. And then Decore. I see them three in midfield, and I thought, oh, mate, we're going to be up. They're going to be up for this today. Three very physical, very hard tacklers. Yeah, and that's how it panned out. It was almost like, and they're all tall, big lads as well. And it was almost like, they just intimidated us. That's what they did. They just intimidated us, didn't give us a chance to breathe. They were on us at every slack ball, every dodgy touch. They were on us, doubling up on Saka, no overlap from Ben White, doubling up on Martinelli, no overlap from Zinchenko. Odegaard was just floating around like a fairy. It was embarrassing, if we're being honest, Jez. And after we threw the FA Cup away last week and we've had 8 days to prepare for this game, I'm extremely peed off. I can't lie. 8 days, we knew he was the manager. We knew what he was going to do. We knew how he plays. We know how he plays. We haven't beaten Everton for a while at their ground. We knew it was going to be a tough game. They did nothing that I didn't expect.
No.
We all knew how they were going to act today and how they were going to play today. And if we know that, surely the Arteta knows that. And now you've got to find a way of combating that. And that is the blueprint on how you beat Arsenal this season. Everyone's been ripped apart this season up until this point by us pretty much. That there is going to be the blueprint for the second half of this season. Everyone's just going to park the bus, be physical, and stick it on us. And if we don't find a way around it, we're going to drop down that table real quick.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you. Look, I mean, we know Dyche Ball, he's an aggressive manager, with a gravelly voice, and all that. I was loving your comments about him eating cement. Made me chuckle that.
Eat cement for breakfast.
Yeah. And, I see somebody put in there that they've got a cement mixer in the changing room. And that's what they eat at half time. Seriously. I mean, we were just outgunned today. I was so disappointed last Friday to throw away the FA Cup yet again. And 8 days. we had ready 8 days when they appointed Dyche, Arteta. I don't know what he was thinking. He's done him so many times that you'd think he'd have stepped up and said, right, we've got to be physical today. They're going to be physical, but they're going to bully. And so we've got to bully. And I don't think we got 1 yellow card today, did we?
I don't think we did, no. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think we did.
I think all the yellow cards were on Everton. And I think that just proved a point that they were far more physical. They totally bossed us. I mean, every time we got that ball.
I'll just check. We got one.
Oh, we got one. To about their 3, I think. 3,
4.
Maybe.
They had 4.
Yeah, 4. So that proves a point. And, every time we were going forward in a very, I don't know, disarray, I'd call that, really. They were straight back, bang.
Yep.
Straight back. And, we were trying to have the shots into the box. They were blocked every time. A couple went over the bar. Yeah, I mean, it's just a poor all-round day out at Goodison Park. And if we're going to progress, then we have to find a solution. And I just want to say this, Lee. The other night, in one of the shows I did, there was some mug came in there and said in the comment, forget all the history and forget the statues outside the Emirates. It doesn't matter because it puts pressure on this team. And I replied back to him, basically saying, you're talking crap. He then stated, this team is better than the Invincibles. I said, how do you make that out? Arsenal Invincibles never lost a game. We lost to Man United. And we lose to Everton today in 19th place. So young man who also makes out he's a top gooner because he supported Arsenal ever since we moved to the Emirates.
You know nothing, Jez. What do you know?
Nothing.
It's not like you were there when these guys were winning titles, mate. Like, do you know what I'm saying? But this is unfortunately where we're at, Jez. Like I said this on the show the other day. I said it on my fan cam. When people are happy with just anything and just shut up, we're top of the table. Just shut up. Yeah, why are you moaning? We're top. Well, when you do that, when we then finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 10th, whatever it may be, right? Then it's it don't matter. Nobody expects us to win the league. And when it's constantly the goalposts are changing, so it's always they're happy. Yeah, it's it don't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. There's no accountability there.
No.
Right? And when there's no accountability, you end up without winning a title for 19 years. Yeah, because nobody's held accountable. It don't matter. We weren't expected to win it anyway. Okay, well, we're Leicester expected to win it.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's actually crazy, mate. And unfortunately, listen, people say, oh, why are you all moaning? Well, we threw an FA Cup game away for this. Now add in the transfer window that was shocking. Now add in this game. I think we have every right to be sitting here moaning. We're top of the table. We acted like Barnet in the transfer window. We throw an FA Cup game away because we've got bigger fish to fry. And then we don't go and fry the fish. That's at 19th.
The thing is, Lee, we've seen Arsenal, you and I, we've seen Arsenal.
Mate, there's someone at my door. Keep going, mate. There's someone at my front door, yeah?
Yeah, carry on. And we've seen Arsenal capitulate many times when they're top of the table at this point of the season. And then we end up 4th. So I wouldn't say that is success at all. Now, we've got Brentford, Man City, Aston Villa away in the next 3 games. They're not any of those are going to be easy games. So let's not bloody kid ourselves that we're going to just walk away with this league, because we are not. That today was an absolutely disgraceful shit show, basically. And Arteta now has to step up and prove his worth and find a way around this, because you're quite right in the statement you made, Lee. Every manager, when they're looking for a game like we got Brentford next week, do you think that Brentford manager wasn't watching that game today? Well, if he wasn't live, he'll be watching it on a tape.
Fact. And that is the blueprint. That is how you beat Arsenal. You harry them, you press them, you bully them, yeah, and you run your nuts off, yeah, and you stop the likes of Saka, Odegaard, and Martinelli. As soon as you stop them free, you pretty much got a chance of winning the football match, isn't you? If you take and they've got a top striker as well, by the way. Yeah, Ivan Toney. So, and he's a threat of corners, penalties, anything. But listen, it is what it is. Random, next door neighbour just knocked on my door and asked if I have any flour. Not quite sure what that's all about. There's a supermarket around the corner. But anyway, we are out of here, people. Sub to Jez's channel. The link will be in the description. And we'll be back for player ratings later. Edu out.
Arteta, you are really getting back down to those prick settings.